Hello, good morning, first years. I am Mrs. V. Rajita, first year department. So stay safe, stay home and stay safe. Okay, hope you are fine, all of you. So to the last class we have discussed about the pain causes and its factors influencing. So today the class in the continuation of the pain. So pain assessment and management. Okay. So how to assess the pain and how to manage the pain. We will see pain assessment. So here we are seeing the pain assessment PQRST. So one is the P is the precipitating or elevating factors. Precipitating or elevating factors means what is meant by precipitating? Precipitating means which will cause the more pain. So or which will be making the pain to be more. Elevating factors means which will the factors relieving the pain. So let us will see. So what causes the pain? For example, if the position, for example, if you are lying in the bed, so it will be stable for you. So if you are just sitting, the pain will increase. Like that, what will causes the pain and what aggravates it? Aggravates means which will be causing or more making to be more pain. So has any medications or treatment worked in the past? So same pain have been occurred and which you are taking any medications or treatment for the pain in the past. Like that we have to see. Next, quality of pain. So next thing is in the assessment quality. So what is the quality means how much the pain is there, how the pain is there. Ask the patient to describe the pain using words like sharp, dull, stabbing, burning. Sharp means like pricking. ఏదైనా సడన్ గా కుచ్చుకున్నప్పుడు మనకు షార్ప్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నైఫ్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ కటింగ్ ఎనీ వెజిటబుల్స్ సడన్లీ ద నైఫ్ విల్ మేక్ యూ ద finger to cut, that is the sharp. Dull means it will be very slowly it will have the pain. Stabbing means కుచ్చినట్టు అంటే కత్తి తీసుకొని పొడిచినట్టు గుచ్చినట్టు. Burning means when you are cooking like that, no, suddenly the fire or suddenly the heat will be causing the burning. So like that you have to describe the words, that is you have to describe the pain in the words like sharp, dull, stabbing, burning, like that. Next R is the radiation. Radiation means from one, so where the pain is starting, from that it is radiating to the other areas. That means does pain exist in one location or radiating to the others. Next, severity. That means have patient use a descriptive, numeric or visual scale to rate the severity of the pain. Severity means how much the severity. So for example, if you are having temperature means we can able to check the temperature by using the thermometer. Then we can able to know the fever is high, like that. Like that pulse respiration we are having the some of the that is the which we can able to measure. But here the pain also we can able to measure by using the different scales. We will tell in the next slides. That is description or numeric in the descriptive, like a mild, moderate, severe, like that. Numerical means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 or visual scale. By seeing the faces of the patient we can able to know the how much the pain will be there. Next, timing. Is the pain constant or intermittent, or when did it begin? That means the pain is continuously present or in between the pain will have the that is sometimes the pain is there and sometimes again it will be give the rest and again the pain will occur. Like the timing also we have to see. So these are the PQRST. Next in the assessment, assess for objective signs of the pain. Objective signs means which we can able to observe. Facial expressions, that is we can observe the by seeing the face of the patient we can able to know so the patient is suffering with the pain. That is called facial grimacing. That means a facial expression that usually suggests disgust or pain. So by seeing the face expression we can able to tell the pain is there. Frowning. Frowning means facial expression in which the eyebrows are brought together. కనుబొమ్మలు ముడేయడం అంటారు కదా, that is it will be if the pain is more then we can able to keep this. And the forehead is wrinkled. So ఇక్కడ మన forehead దగ్గర అంతా కూడా మడతల్లాగా వస్తాయి. Or sad face. By seeing the face we can able to observe the patient is in some problem or some pain. Next, vocalizations. So by vocalization. By making the sounds also they will express the pain. For example, crying. So loudly they will cry, unable to tolerate the pain. Moaning అంటే మూలగడం చిన్నగా, just for pain they are just moaning the, that is the మూలగడం. Body movements, that is by body movements also we can able to tell that patient is having the pain. Guarding means where the pain is there. For example, the patient is having the stomach pain, then he can able to tightly hold the stomach with the hands and resisting to move. So he can not able to move to the other place, just he will sit and tightly holding the hands on the stomach, like that they can able to keep. See, this is the grimacing. Okay, see how they are keeping the face. This is the grimacing. This is the frowning. See, holding the mouth, and here eyebrows will be there, and here the forehead wrinkles is there. Next, pain assessment tools. So we are having some of the tools to measure the pain. So these are the various tools that are designed to assess the level of the pain. Okay, the most commonly used tools are verbal rating scale, one is, and second is numeric rating scale, and third is Van Baker's faces pain scale. So these are the three scales which we can able to measure the pain, or which we can able to level of the pain. How much the pain is there, we can able to observe by using any one of the two. So this is the verbal rating scale. See, so that is a descriptive. I told no, by making the description we can able to tell. So here the scale is there, in that we can have the one into other end. In between there will be have the four. First is the no pain. So when the no pain is there, that is in the first starting scale. So in the middle, that is the mild pain. So then after no pain we can able to observe the mild pain, and next is the moderate pain, and that is the severe pain, and third is the very severe pain, and last one is the worst possible pain. He cannot able to tolerate the pain. So the pain we can able to describe in the words no pain, mild pain, moderate pain, severe pain, very severe pain, worst possible pain. So these are all we can able to describe the pain in various description. And this is the numeric rating scale, that is 0 to 1. Here in the scale we will have the 0 to 10 points are there. So first, second, third up to 11. So in the first we can, in the 0 no pain. So in the scale of 0, that means no pain. So when it is from 0 to 5, we can able to tell that it is the moderate pain, and 5 to 10 worst possible pain. In between also same 0 to that is the 2 to 3 is the just moderate, like that. Okay, up to 10, that is the last 10th is the worst possible 10. If the patient is having the worst possible 10, then in the numerical rating scale it is a point 10. So this is the Wong Baker's faces pain scale. So by seeing the faces also, we can able to facial expression, we can able to tell the how much pain is there. So if the patient is laughing, so no hurt or no pain. So hurts little pain. Just he can see the difference between the first face to the second face. And in the second hurts little more. So from second to third figure, you can observe somewhat the changes. And third is the hurts even more. So just somewhat little more hurting is there. And fourth is the hurts whole lot. So it will have the more, that one. And fifth is the hurts worse. So he is crying. So unable to tolerate the pain, and they are crying. So the difference we can observe the from first to second, third, fourth, and fifth. So that we can able to observe the difference between the one expression to the other expression. Next, we can go for the management of the pain. So pain management. So we have been known what are the types of pain, how the pain is there, and what are the quality of pain, and how to assess the pain. Then we have to go for the management of the pain. So pain can be managed through, there are two methods are there to relieve the pain or to manage the pain. One is pharmacological interventions. Pharmacological interventions means that is with the help of the drugs we are used to manage the pain. And second is the non-pharmacological interventions. Without drugs we have to relieve the pain, or we have to manage the pain without the drugs. So these are all the two methods. First we can see the pharmacological interventions. Pharmacological therapy is given by using the analgesics. that is by using the medication. Analgesics means which will relieve the pain. So the analgesics may be non-opioids or opioids or adjuvants. So we'll see the non-opioids means that is NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, okay, or opioids or adjuvants. So example of that is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are diclofenac or Jobit and opiates. So these are the medications that relieve the pain. So these are derived from the opium. So it is one of the from the material. It is described from the opium. And adjuvants. Adjuvants are drugs originally developed to treat conditions other than pain. So, but also have the analgesic property. For example, if the pain is due to any, for example, due to injury. So, the pain is due to injury. So, here adjuvants means we have to treating the injury. So that side by side, if the injury is having healed, so automatically the pain will be going to decrease. Like that adjuvants means this will be developed to treat the condition. So the pain which are causing from which the pain is caused, that cause we have to be treating by using the adjuvants. So pharmacological intervention, WHO, that is World Health Organization, pain management ladder is there. That is step 1, step 2 and step 3. So step 1 means, so first we are using the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs plus adjuvants. That is painkiller plus the pain is by causing which problem, that problem we are going to care. Next step 2, NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs plus mild opiates. That is I told no, opiates plus adjuvants. So these three drugs combinationally we are using in the step 2. That is if the pain is not relieved by step 1, we are going to the step 2. And then step 3, strong opiates, that is which will have the strong action, plus NSAIDs, that is the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs plus adjuvants, that is plus causing the which is causing the pain. So like that we are having the steps, not we directly we should not go for the step 3. First we have to use the step 1. If the pain is not treated or if the pain is not relieved by step 1, then we have to go for the step 2. Then we have to, if it is also not relieve the pain by step 2, then we have to go for the step 3. That is called the pain management ladder. Ladder ante nichana. Okay. So here also pain scaling, that is reading 1 to 3 step 1. So in the pain scale, if it is a 1 to 3 rating, then we are using step 1. If the pain is 4 to 6, that is in the scale 4 to 6, then we are using the step 2. If it is 7 to 10 worse pain, we are using the step 3. Next, that is we can see the pharmacological interventions, non-opiates. So these are used alone or in conjunction. That is in conjunction means in addition with the opiates for mild to moderate pain. That is NSAIDs, Altono, paracetamol, aspirin, diclofenac, sodium. That is a Jobit. So these are will be using the under non-opiates. These three will be coming. And opiates for moderate to severe pain. Example morphine and codeine. So these are the opiates, morphine and codeine. So these two will be coming under the opiates. For moderate to severe pain we are using this. And for adjuvant, that is adjuvants used for analgesic reasons and for sedation and reducing anxiety. So we are using this in combination, that is used for analgesics regions and for sedation and for giving the some sedation also, and also reducing anxiety, because when there is a pain the patient is having the anxiety also. So example of these drugs are tricyclic antidepressants. Because of anxiety is there, no depression. So the patient will go into the depression. So we have to give the drugs of antidepressants and also anti-epileptics to sedation. That is we have to give the sedation by giving the anti-epileptics and corticosteroids. So this is for the corticosteroids which will be relieving the that is swelling or relieving the pain. So adjuvants means these three we are using for the in the adjuvants. Next, patient controlled analgesia. This is also one of the pharmacological methods. So here patient controlled analgesia means the patient will have the choice So, for example, if the pain is less, the patient will tolerate. So, then there is no need of giving the drug. So, if the patient is having severe, the patient can itself have the under the patient control only this will be there. So, this means a drug delivery system called the patient controlled analgesia is a safe method for pain management that many patients prefer. Okay. So, it is a drug delivery system that allows the patient to self-administer opiates. So, he can able to self-administer because if the pain is there, then immediately he only can able to administer. So, rather than asking the doctor or rather than calling the nurse or like that, with minimal risk of overdose. So, we have to be see that it should not have any overdose. We can see the figure here. See, this is a machine. So the patient are that is holding the hand, one switch is there. So in the drug we are giving keeping the drug in the machine. So if the patient is having severe pain, see that is the he can able to just to on the button that the drug will be going into the body. So that with the syringe he is with the tubing we can administer to the patient. So if the patient is having severe pain, immediately he can able to just to press the that button so that the drug will enter into the body so that they can able to get the that is the relief. Next another is the topical analgesics. So these are the topical analgesics means which are using topically, that is the outer, not we are entering the drug into these. Topical analgesics are applied over the patient's skin either in the form of topical ointments or transdermal patches. So that is the ointments. So we are using the pain ointments also nowadays is there no Volini gel like that. Just we are spraying or just with the we are massaging. That is which under the skin only it will go, not into the muscle or like that. The patches that is our transdermal patches. We can have the some patches also will be there. We will show in the figure. So the patches will be sticking to the skin and delivers a small amount of doses continuously. So let's take a patch we are just keeping on the where the pain is there. So slowly it will releasing the drug so that the pain will be going to decrease. So this is the transdermal patch. So one patch is there. For example, if the pain is there in the hand, just we are applying on the hand. So it will slowly allowing the drug to enter. So the pain also will be going to decrease. Next is the local anesthesia. So local, this is the one by one. So types of that is the pharmacological management. Local anesthesia. So local anesthesia is the local infiltration of the anesthetic medication to induce loss of sensation to the body part. That is local infiltration of any anesthetic medication, okay, to induce the loss of sensation to the body part. So to the body part it will give some of the sedation, okay. So healthcare providers often use local anesthesia during brief surgical procedures, that is such as removal of any skin lesion or suturing a wound by applying the local anesthetics topically on skin to anesthetize a body part. For example, if you want to do any removal of any some small lesion or suturing of the wound, so the pain is very severe. So that at that time what we will do, we will apply the local anesthesia. That is just nowadays we are having this local sprays also. If you spray the that is on the part where we have to do the procedure, that part only will be going to sense that is the sensation will be going to last, so that we can able to do the any removal like that. So the drugs produce temporary loss of sensation by inhibiting the nerve conduction. How it will be going to lose the sensation means by inhibiting the nerve conduction, so that the pain which will be going that inhibit the nerve conduction. See, for the dental procedures, as so many people have been known for the root canal like that or for any removal of the tooth, so they are giving the local anesthesia. Okay, by local that is a 2% xylocaine or a 1% xylocaine, so that they are just making that it will be giving the loss of sensation for some time. Next, regional anesthesia. So, regional anesthesia means is the injection of the local anesthetic to block a group of sensory fibers. Previously, we have seen the local anesthesia means locally where only the part which is going to be anesthetized. Here, regional means some more part of the body, we have to get the loss of sensation. Okay, examples of regional anesthesia include epidural anesthesia and spinal anesthesia. For example, epidural, that is if the pain is there, that is the back pain is there, more back pain or any spinal pain are there, that we are giving the epidural. And spinal means that is in the L3 L4 they are introduce the some anesthetic drug, so that the half of the body, that is the lower half of the body, will get the loss of sensation. For example, in the cesarean section, for delivering the baby in the cesarean section, they are using this spinal anesthesia. That is the okay. So these are all the some of the methods which we have been discussed, the pharmacological methods. Okay, NSAIDs, opiates, okay, and also adjuvants, and also local anesthesia, regional anesthesia, thermal patches, and also the spinal anesthesia. All this will be coming under the pharmacological, which we are giving the medications to relieve the pain. Next is a non-pharmacological pain management. Without using any drugs also we can able to relieve the pain. But for some extent, not for the severe pain, but to the some extent we can able to decrease. For many individuals, that is the use of non-pharmacological methods enhance the pain relief. These non-pharmacological strategies are often used in combination with the medication. Sometimes we are using alone, only non-pharmacological, and sometimes we are using along with the medication we are trying this one. So non-pharmacological therapies or methods include heat and cold applications. Okay, by applying the heat and cold applications also we can reduce the pain. Some meditation, that is nowadays this meditation also will be very helpful. Distraction, that is from the distraction we have to deviate the patient from the that situation. That is we have to make the patient to be deviation. Then he can able to that is the he can able to sometimes he can able to have the loss of pain or relief of pain. Imagery, that is also one of the method which we can tell. And TANS application. Okay, music therapy, massage, yoga, acupuncture, herbal therapy, that is garlic, by using the garlic, echinacea and ginseng. So these are the some herbs also which will be helping for relieving the pain. So these are all the 10 methods are there, which non-pharmacological methods. This is the 10. See the, so they have been kept the some of the this like a ECG, like that you can keep. So these are the machine which will be there. We have to apply where the pain is there. We have to attach the leads. So see, this is the trans. So transepidural nerve stimulation. So that is we have to nerve stimulation. So that by using this, like a physiotherapy also, nowadays you can see the physiotherapy also they can able to apply all this, and they can able to keep the mission. By the help of this one we can able to have the some relief from the pain. This is the trans endothelial nerve stimulation. Yoga, that is this is the yoga which we can nowadays we are having so many types of yoga are there for the relief of the pain with the meditation. So daily doing of meditation for some time also will reduce all the pain and all the stress and all these things. Okay, better to that is practice this meditation even in the holidays. That is your in the holidays, no, just you do the yoga and meditation so that you can have the physical strength and also the mental strength. And acupuncture, this is also old method which we can able to have the that is the pricking of the needles. Through needles they are using this acupuncture. That is this is the old Chinese method which we can able to that is where the pain is there. So the professionals have been using, not all the people. So this is one of the method which we can use to relieve the pain. So these are all the some of the pain management. That is, hope you have been understood. That is, the yoga is there, and also mainly meditation, music therapy. That is music therapy also nowadays it is very helpful. By using the music we can see the that is some changes in the pain. Okay, massage, you know what is meant by massage. So massage means in the body part, that is where the pain is there, you just have the massage. That is also will give relief to the pain. And heat and cold applications, as already you know, cold compress and cold sponging, like that cold applications by using the ice cap and also by keeping the hot water bag in the place where the swelling is there or in the place where the pain is there, so that the nerves will be going to stimulus or the blood vessels will be going to dilate, so blood will flow properly, so that the pain also will be going to decrease. So these are all the some of the management of the pain, different methods of non-pharmacological methods. So by this we have been completed this pain and its management. So this is the very important topic, that is try to understand and try to, the books are there, just you go through this, so that what are the another points is there, you note down, or any doubts is there, you just note it down, so that we can able to discuss later. Okay. So thank you, hope you understood this one and follow the video. Thank you.